Hey, these were great videos. Well done. Now let's make a quick brainstorm how we can unite them all into one survival guide. What can we improve? Okay, we can improve our content. Great. What else can we improve? The way we speak, exactly. And filming techniques. Yeah, we can unify the filming style. So we have these 3 points, and you will solve first 2. You will solve the filming technique and the content in the later discussion, and we will start with working our pronunciation. And for this, I need 2 volunteers. Great, Kostya and Masha. So don't take it too much personal, but I have something to tell you, and I need you to react in English, showing your emotions. Okay? So Kostya, first you. Bad news come first. So, Kostya, this morning when I was parking my car, I think I might have scratched yours. I'm really sorry. Okay, we'll figure it out later. And now, Masha, it's not that bad for you. Yesterday I met some of my friends, and they noticed you on Facebook, and one of them wanted to tell you that you are incredibly beautiful. Okay, so the experiment is over. These were imaginary facts, both of them. And the rest of the group, how was their reaction? How was the reaction of Kostya? Yeah, nervous, he didn't believe me, and he was a bit disturbed, yeah? Concerned. Okay, and what was the reaction of Masha? She was amused, happy, pleased. Yeah. Okay, and how did you recognize these emotions? By their facial expressions, sure, and by their intonation. Yeah, and by their responses. So intonation is our topic of the day. Let's switch to the presentation. And please attention to the screens. So, intonation. Please read this one. Ice cream. Ice cream. Okay, great. And this one? Ice cream. Ice cream. Okay, so you may hear that it sounds nearly the same, but there is some difference. And the difference is in the pitch, in the stress, so in the intonation which we use. Intonation is called, in other words, the music of speech. And as you may have noticed, it is really important. So first, we'll begin with the stress. Please read the sentences one by one. I didn't say you could come here. So it means that someone else said that you could. Great. Next one, Sasha. I didn't say. Okay. Let's suppose that we went all the exercise through and found out that stress means a lot. And now let's move to the presentation which I have here, and to my colleague.
Have you ever wondered how to express your feelings in English? Have you ever wished that you knew how to use intonation for emotional expression?
Okay guys, let's suppose we have watched the video and we have practiced together some points which were highlighted in this video. Okay, great. So another point which I would like you to know about the intonation is that it can be basically rising, falling, and circumflex. Rising and falling and rising. So we will begin with rising inflection. We have a little video here too.
We had 2 bags of grass, 75 pellets of mescaline, 5 sheets of high-powered blotter acid.
Okay, so here was the video example, which you could hear that the intonation rises in questions, except WH questions, in lists, as in the video, and well, questions like, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Well, you can notice that my intonation really rises, and it happens more or less naturally. And the next point is the falling information. Yeah, falling inflection. So I think everyone has seen Simpsons, and you know the famous saying of Bart, "Ay caramba!" And this is an example of an exclamation, and exclamations also use the falling inflection, just as commands, "Don't stand as a fool," "Life is beautiful," statements, and also end of lists. You remember in regular lists we had rising information, but the last point is with falling inflection. Okay? Great. And finally, here is an explanation of circumflex inflection, and this is one of the most popular one in English, in spoken English, because you are supposed to lift and lower your pitch when you're talking to show that you haven't stopped yet, and only when you finish talking you lower your pitch to show that you have finished. And you invite people to answer you or to participate in the conversation with the rising pitch again. So I hope this was more or less clear to you. And now, as we went through all of these details of intonation, I want to practice it with you. So we will listen to a story. We will listen to a story, and each of you should decode emotions of one of the sentences. Okay? Kosti, you will be the first.
There's something I need to tell you.
Okay, what was the emotion of that woman? How would you call it? Let's say nervous and afraid. Huh? Okay, it was correct. Okay, Natasha, you are the next one. Okay, it was great. And now, as we have practiced showing emotions with our speech, with our intonation, with our pitch, we can move on to our main task, to find out the best ways to realize our project, the survival guide. And now I ask you to separate into 2 groups. First group on the left will discuss the content. How can we improve the content of our guide? And the second group, technical geniuses, please go there and propose us some solutions of filming, of uniting it all into one file, whatever you think is useful. And surely I will help you, but I will discuss the questions of your group with each of the groups separately. And you will have 10 minutes to discuss and to find out solutions. And in the end you will present your ideas in front of the group,